Start with Why. How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action by Simon Sinek is a popular book that explores the power of purpose and how it can be used to inspire and motivate people to take action. In this book, Sinek argues that great leaders, companies, and organizations all share a common trait. They start with why. I will provide a detailed analysis of the main points and insights from the book, and provide actionable steps that an entrepreneur can take to implement these points and be successful in business. Chapter 1. What's your why? The first chapter of the book sets the foundation for the rest of the book by introducing the concept of the Golden Circle. The Golden Circle is a simple but powerful framework for understanding how great leaders inspire action. It consists of 3 concentric circles: why, how, and what. According to Sinek, most organizations start with what they do, move on to how they do it, and then eventually get around to why they do it. However, the most successful and inspiring organizations, such as Apple and Southwest Airlines, start with why and work their way out. Sinek argues that starting with why is important because people are not inspired by what you do, they are inspired by why you do it. He believes that great leaders are able to tap into the part of our brain that controls emotion and decision-making, the limbic system, by communicating their purpose. Or why Sinek provides the example of Martin Luther King Jr., who inspired millions of people with his "I Have a Dream" speech, not by talking about what he wanted to do or how he wanted to do it, but by sharing his vision for a better future. Actionable step. As an entrepreneur, start by clearly defining your purpose or why. Why did you start your business? What problem are you trying to solve? What is the bigger vision that you are working towards? Once you have a clear understanding of your purpose, make sure that it is communicated throughout your organization and to your customers. Chapter 2. The Golden Circle. In Chapter 2, Sinek explains in more detail how the Golden Circle works. He provides several examples of companies that have successfully implemented the Golden Circle, including Apple and Southwest Airlines. Sinek argues that these companies are successful because they have a clear sense of purpose and they communicate that purpose in everything they do. Sinek also highlights the importance of why statements. A why statement is a simple, clear, and concise statement that articulates your purpose. Sinek provides several examples of effective why statements, such as Apple's "Think Different" and Southwest Airlines' "We exist to connect people to what's important in their lives through friendly, reliable, and low-cost air travel." Actionable step. Craft a clear why statement that articulates your company's purpose. This statement should be short, simple, and memorable. Make sure that this statement is communicated to everyone in your organization and to your customers. Chapter 3. This is not opinion, this is biology. In Chapter 3, Sinek dives into the science behind why starting with why is so effective. He explains that our brains are wired to respond to emotion, and that decision-making is controlled by the limbic system, which is responsible for our feelings and behavior. Sinek argues that when we start with why, we tap into the part of the brain that controls emotion and decision-making, which is why it is so powerful. Sinek also explains the concept of the Golden Circle as a series of filters that information must pass through in order to be processed by the brain. The outermost circle represents the what level, which is where most organizations start. This is where we process information about the products or services that a company offers. The next circle is the how level, which is where we process information about the processes and methods that a company uses to achieve its goals. The innermost circle is the why level, which is where we process information about the purpose and beliefs of a company. Sinek argues that starting with why is so effective because it taps into the innermost circle of the Golden Circle, which is where we process information about purpose and belief. When we start with why, we are able to communicate on a deeper level that resonates with our audience and inspires them to take action. Actionable step. Understand the science behind the power of starting with why. As an entrepreneur, think about how you can incorporate emotional language and purpose-driven messaging into your marketing and communication strategies. Use your why statement as a filter for decision-making in all aspects of your business. Chapter 4. The Limbic System. In Chapter 4, Sinek provides a deeper dive into the limbic system, which is responsible for our emotions and behavior. He explains that the limbic system is where trust and loyalty are formed, and that these are critical components of effective leadership and successful businesses. Sinek argues that trust is built through consistent actions and messaging that align with our values and beliefs. When we start with why, we communicate our values and beliefs to our audience, which builds trust and loyalty over time. Sinek provides several examples of companies that have successfully built trust through purpose-driven messaging, including Patagonia and The Body Shop. Actionable step. Make building trust a priority in your business. Focus on building consistent messaging and actions that align with your purpose and values. Use your why statement as a filter for decision-making and communication. Consider how you can build trust through transparent and authentic messaging. Chapter 5. The Golden Circle in Action. In Chapter 5, Sinek provides several examples of how the Golden Circle has been applied in real-world situations. He provides examples of companies that have successfully implemented the Golden Circle, such as Apple, Southwest Airlines, and Harley-Davidson, as well as examples of leaders who have effectively communicated their purpose and inspired others to take action, such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. Sinek also provides examples of companies that have failed to implement the Golden Circle, such as the automobile industry, which has historically focused on the what of their products, rather than the why. He argues that companies that fail to start with why are at a disadvantage because they are not tapping into the emotional and decision-making part of the brain. Actionable step. Look to successful companies and leaders for inspiration on how to effectively implement the Golden Circle. Analyze your industry and identify areas where you can differentiate yourself by focusing on your purpose and values. Consider how you can effectively communicate your purpose to your audience and inspire them to take action. Chapter 6. Discovering your why. In Chapter 6, Sinek discusses the process of discovering your own personal why. He argues that understanding your own purpose and values is the first step to effectively communicating them to others. Sinek provides several exercises and questions to help readers discover their own why. He suggests reflecting on moments in your life when you felt the most fulfilled and inspired, identifying the values and beliefs that drive you, and considering how you want to contribute to the world. Sinek emphasizes the importance of authenticity in discovering your why, and cautions against trying to conform to what you think others want or expect from you. Actionable step. Take the time to reflect on your own purpose and values. Use the exercises and questions provided by Sinek to guide your self-reflection. Consider how your personal why aligns with the purpose and values of your business, and use it to inform your decision-making and communication strategies. Chapter 7. The Biggest Challenge is Success. In Chapter 7, Sinek discusses the challenges that come with success and how it can lead to a loss of purpose and values. He argues that success can lead to a focus on the what and how of a business rather than the why, which can ultimately lead to a decline in performance. Sinek provides several examples of companies that have struggled to maintain their sense of purpose and values in the face of success, such as Enron and Microsoft. He argues that it is important to stay true to your purpose and values even as you achieve success, and to constantly reevaluate and refine them over time. Actionable step. Be mindful of the challenges that come with success and prioritize maintaining your sense of purpose and values. Use your why statement as a filter for decision-making and communication, and regularly reevaluate and refine it as needed. Chapter 8. How to Rally Those Who Believe. In Chapter 8, Sinek discusses how to effectively communicate your purpose and values to those who already believe in them. He argues that it is important to inspire and motivate your existing supporters, as they are the ones who will spread your message to others. Sinek provides several examples of successful movements and organizations, such as Apple and the Civil Rights Movement, that effectively rallied their existing supporters to take action. He emphasizes the importance of authenticity and consistency in communication, and the need to constantly reinforce your purpose and values. Actionable step. Focus on inspiring and motivating your existing supporters by consistently communicating your purpose and values. Use storytelling and emotional language to connect with your audience and provide them with opportunities to take action and be a part of your movement or organization. Chapter 9. The Start with Why Checklist. In Chapter 9, Sinek provides a checklist for effectively implementing the Start with Why philosophy. The checklist includes several key elements, such as having a clear and compelling why statement, communicating your purpose and values consistently, and creating a culture that reinforces your purpose and values. Sinek also provides several examples of companies that have successfully implemented the Start with Why philosophy, such as Zappos and Southwest Airlines. He argues that these companies have been successful because they have a clear and compelling purpose, and they have created a culture that reinforces that purpose. Actionable step. Use the Start with Why checklist to evaluate your own business and identify areas for improvement. focus on creating a clear and compelling why statement, communicating your purpose and values consistently, and creating a culture that reinforces your purpose and values. Regularly evaluate and refine your approach to ensure that you stay true to your purpose and values. In summary, start with why. How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action by Simon Sinek provide a powerful framework for understanding the importance of purpose-driven leadership and communication. The Golden Circle provides a simple but effective model for understanding how great leaders and organizations inspire action by starting with why. As an entrepreneur, it is important to focus on building a clear sense of purpose and using purpose-driven messaging to build trust and inspire action. By understanding the science behind the power of starting with why and looking to successful companies and leaders for inspiration, you can effectively implement the Golden Circle and differentiate yourself in your industry.